today is good doesn't mean tomorrow is going to be good.
Okay.
So always
prepare for
prepare.
it.
Every day prepare, even if it's sweet right now. Welcome to the O Takeover. I'm here with our special guest, Rheez. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow on any platform you're watching this.
Coldest rapper on the rock, better say my name. Two-step in the game, make me a big lane. Call me a Maltese HY, can't make it rain. Getting stopped by Tracy, but she ain't from the lane. Might see me in a Lambo, I go, but I'm on mode.
Honored to be here on the podcast in this amazing location. I've got some questions for you though.
Okay, fire away.
Let's get it. So, what is your go-to to get the day ready and rumbling?
Yeah, okay. I try get up early, 6-ish. That can go obviously a little bit late. But the first thing I do is I check messages of what's happened overnight. As you know, a lot of our businesses are 24/7. So people do ask questions in the middle of the night. I do have Do Not Disturb from 10 o'clock onwards so that I don't get too many interruptions unless it's an emergency. But I just check those messages out, make sure that whoever needs a response, they get it in decent enough time because you want to make sure that everybody's happy. And then I move forward with the plan, which is like trying to get to the gym. So I take a coffee, chill a little bit, get ready, and then drive to the gym, do an hour 15. I usually go with one of my good friends and business partners each morning. And yeah, from there, I'm pretty set up. I like to be, let's say, ahead of a lot of other people. So I'm trying to have all that done before 8:15, 8:30.
Yeah.
That way I can get for my next coffee, which is usually a meeting with my business partners, where we strategize to see what we're going to tackle for the day, to see what new projects, new ideas we can come up with, and then just sort of distill that out to the teams, distill that out to the company, and make sure that we hit our mission.
Roll it out. It's fine. It's fine. So, what are your favorite genres to listen to, and what moments are you desiring to listen to them?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of music. Like I'd listen to everything from rap all the way to ballads, all the way to like piano and orchestra style music. Obviously my favorite is rap, UK rap, Maltese rap, especially. You know, and you know I want to hear more of that, which I'm sure you're very, you know. But yeah, it depends really on what I'm doing. So like simple thing, if I'm getting in my car, I'll plug my phone in and I'll put on a Spotify playlist, generally rap music, like Pop Smoke, Lil Baby, this type of stuff, that vibe, you know. Because, you know, we've short drives out here, so it's just, you know, a few minutes in the car, going to the gym, going to work, stuff like that. If I want to sit down and focus and I just need, let's say, a little bit more clarity, I'll put my headphones on and I'll listen to like Peaceful Piano. It's a great Spotify playlist, and I'll just run through a load of songs there. I could be gone for like an hour, 2 hours just listening to that, but I get what I need doing done. Yeah. But then there's other things like I listen to ballads as well, like you know. So it really depends on what I want.
Yeah. And when you're listening to ballads, is there like any sort of particular moment that you feel a ballad, or is it more to be locked in, dialed in, focused on what the job is?
A little bit. When I was younger, I used to listen to you know, like Hosier and stuff like that. Yeah, you know them? No. It's like guitars, you know, big songs, you know, this type of stuff.
Theme music.
Yeah, theme music and stuff like that. Like, so I used to listen to a lot of that. So when I do, you know, retrace back to those type of songs or that playlist, it's usually when I'm thinking about, okay, cool, like where I came from or something like that, you know, with my friends back in the day. So
that's fire. So, what is your ideal diet to be performing at such high levels?
To be honest with you, I haven't got an absolute, you know, formula or structure or, you know, something that's set in stone. Otherwise, you know, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. I generally just try eat clean, try eat healthy, and not eat too much. Now, a lot of people who will be watching this be like, "What are you talking about? You do 2 main courses and 2 starters and 2, you know, everything most times." But it's usually clean, healthy. You know, the old Irish way, meat and 2 veg, this type of style.
Yeah.
And that's it. And try not eat too late. So I'll have most of my meals, everything done before 6 o'clock, maybe 7 the latest.
You'd once told me something. Sorry to cut you, but you once told me something, and it's the way. There was 2 ways of it. I can't recall it exactly. I should have done my research for that. But it was like have your lunch, have your breakfast, your lunch.
No.
And
Eat like a king for breakfast, Prince for lunch, and a pauper for dinner. This is what I said that time. That was when you were trying to do your thing, lose a bit of weight, which you achieved clearly.
working on it, almost there.
But yeah, just try to eat clean, eat healthy. You obviously staying in the gym and eating well. It helps overall. But that generally will give you a good attitude. You will enjoy. You're gonna look at yourself. You're gonna enjoy what you're seeing.
The progress.
You're gonna see the progress exactly, and it should put you in a right mindset. That's not to say that I don't slip, because I do. Usually on a Sunday, you'll see me there getting a bag or two of McDonald's. But at the end of the day, that keeps me happy.
100%.
I know what I've done all week. I've stayed good all week. I'm very, very lucky that I have, a good training mindset, and I have a lot of support at home as well.
Not everyone does this.
Yeah. So I ask it, even today I hurt my back. I called up and I said, hey, what should I do going forward, to get so I can still train. And I got some good answers, and that's a great support. So having somebody PT, that's great. But yeah, it's all that's fantastic, and you can spend a lot of money on healthy lunch boxes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you're not consistent, just make sure you're gonna fuck it up.
In.
Do you want to know what my McDonald's order is?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let them know.
So it's usually 2 Big Mac meals. So that's
Right.
2 Big Macs with chips, and I drink water because you got to stay a little bit healthy while you're having your
Right.
McDonald's. 9 chicken nuggets. Yeah. Double cheeseburger.
Oh,
Chicken mayo. And then I usually go down through the specialities, the ones that they have temporarily.
you doing more?
Yeah. And then I might try something.
How are
like,
you doing it, bro?
I just do. I might try something like a chicken Big Tasty or something that was out recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That success, and I learned this from you, does not happen in a day, and it doesn't happen overnight. And it comes with a whole heap of headaches and tribulations and letdowns and also rewards. But the worst times upcoming to your current success, how did you overcome them?
Yeah, okay, so along the way, and I've said this a few times, we've had a lot of troubles, we've had a lot of pitfalls, but maybe I'll just link it back to the whole concept of setting yourself these goals or these rocks, So the first thing that we knew we had to achieve a business and make a business that would satisfy the lifestyle that we wanted. And at the time, the lifestyle was simple. It was be able to pay rent, be able to feed yourself and the people around you, So we knew what we had to do. We went...
I'll pause. I'm sorry. But a lot of people forget that I've learned from the man beside me that for you to have the people around you on the same time as you, they have to be fed. And many people are only trying to feed themselves, and that's where failures are occurring. But I learned that from him.
So you need to make sure that you develop something that can create that sustenance to be able to sustain what you want in that immediate time. So let's call that let's say a 90-day to 180-day rock, which means that you have to try create something or the ability to do something within that time frame. So ultimately, I was working in a bar, and I knew with the help of my brother that I needed to do something else. So he was like, let's focus on websites, create websites. So we developed a web agency. And with that web agency, we were able to convince other business owners that, look, trust me with your brand, with your product. I will put you online and I'll get you leads. Now, I wasn't guaranteeing it, but what I was doing is I was showing that there is value in being online. There's value having this access, and there's value letting your users and your people know that you're there and how to find you. Something as simple as a sandwich shop in Dublin, having an online presence got that person a lot more sales,
Especially in further distance areas rather than the rock where you've got every corner you could see something.
Yeah, so by convincing these people to trust us with that, we were able to, charge for that time. And I was selling my time for that service. So ultimately the goal was to make a salary to be able to pay my rent. So anyway, you achieve that, and then you move on to the next thing. Okay, what's the next goal? Okay, the next goal is I would like a little bit more salary. I want to achieve better. I want to have a bigger apartment. want to drive a nicer car. At the time I was driving, I think a 206, Peugeot 206, which was way back when. And I knew that I wanted to get something good. So, you know, you just keep working this, keep working it. Don't go crazy. You know, I know that you have a big goal, million by 30, you know, it's in the lyrics. Everybody hold them to it because I am. But yeah, ultimately going slowly, making sure that you set yourself something achievable as well as something that is a little bit beyond. So the thing that was a little bit beyond was figuring out how we could create an infrastructure or an ecosystem where every time someone else works, you're getting paid. Okay? Similar to what you're doing with your music. You're putting the work in now, so when someone else pushes it like on Spotify or YouTube or uses it in a movie or something like that, you're going to get paid. So you're building your ecosystem. But that was the long-term goal. Having that out there, it meant that we had to take on a little bit of debt. And that was probably the biggest thing to try overcome in that journey, was facing, it was like 60,000 euros each. So I had 60, brother and my cousin, they had 60 each, and we were all trying to figure out how we can create something with this very, very small pool of capital that will sustain the bigger concept, the bigger idea. Yeah. And, you know, spent a good bit of time doing it, figuring it out, managed to obviously pay all that back. But the stress, you know, in the morning, you know, as Luke kindly reminded me, getting sick, you know, not eating, not being able to focus, not sleeping, you know, probably not being too, you know, happy with the people around me as well, you know, pissing them off a little bit. But ultimately, it all got overcome. We achieved that, you know, 180-day rock, and now we have obviously what you see around. But it's not over. You know, every day we do new things, have new beginnings. Just today, 2 new ideas, kicking them off already.
That's cool. That's fire.
Don't rest on your laurels.
That's it.
Do you know what that means?
Don't rest on your laurels. So don't be moving tired just because of hard times hit you.
No, what it means is today is good, doesn't mean tomorrow is going to be good.
Okay.
So always
So prepare for it.
Every day prepare, even if it's sweet right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody.
How do you best manage keeping up with multiple companies on crazy days?
One very, very, very highly respected person in my mind is a man, Declan, who is one of my dad's best friends. And he once told me, don't be afraid to hire people. Don't be afraid to hire someone smarter than you. And do that in order to do more. So we obviously have a lot of things. We have a lot of moving parts. We have a lot of companies, and how we've really, you know, moved to the next level. And I think everybody should do this, no matter what scale they're at. And I'll give a couple examples. Hire somebody that can help you focus a lot of your time on what you're good at. So, early example, in WebBiz, the agency in Ireland, it was myself and my brother. And I was selling, you know, adding content, getting the images, doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, programming websites. Jason was the real programmer. And we were kind of like doing the designs between us. And so what we were doing is I was selling, that was my full-time job, trying to design part-time, trying to code part-time. And Jason was trying to code full-time and trying to design part-time. We were like, we're spending a lot of our time on this design stuff. So 2 of us cut our salaries, hired a designer. Now we had 3 people in the business. Got the 3 points that we needed to focus on. Now we had a person focusing on each piece, which meant I could dedicate all my hours to selling, then pass to the designer to design. Jason could dedicate all his hours to coding. That meant that our business was able to grow, you know? So the key and how you do it is hire people smarter than you, hire them early, and make sure that make sure that you've obviously chose the right person. But yeah, hire people. Put good people around you. Surround yourself with people that have done it, with experience, and go for that.
So, what was the first moment that you decided that you wanted to be an entrepreneur? Mine was, I don't need to recall any of this. So, I just figured out that I could make flips on things that people saw valueless. So, for example, I could find a person trying to get rid of a worth €600 laptop, and they get rid of it for 200 just because they're trying to get that extra change. And at the age of 17, I was capitalizing off that. Taught me a whole heap of lessons because I was trying to make the music. And while trying to make the music, I'm around everybody in the clubs. Everybody's enjoying your current stature. And it taught me a lot about being careful, as you said, not having too many people that are around just for the sake of the party and not for the sake of what created the party. That was what sort of got me, when I could see that I could make this happen for myself, I saw that I always wanted more. And I always saw that people were very lethargic with what their visions were, what their goals were, what their ideas were. So I was just consistently, every time I've seen a supercar go past, I start to shake. And I start to, I don't know, what's the next move? What's the next move? How the hell am I going to make this music work? What am I going to do about it? When I see a timepiece, I'm like, I don't know. When you see the movie and the flash of the eye of the bird when it sees jewelry and stuff like that. But more time than I started to deep it more. I had my first watch and I understood that it was so much more than just the status symbol of the watch. It was how it was crafted, the years and years and years of engineering that Rolex, for example, put behind the brand, and certain collaborations that they avoided to keep the brand's longevity in place. And that deeply inspired what I'm doing and how I'm trying to do what I'm about to do with the music. So what was it for you?
Answer A. Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, of course. So what was the first moment that made you want to be a beast?
I don't think, I don't know if there was a moment. It was just like natural evolution. It was gonna happen anyway. So, you know, even in any job that I ever did, any job that I ever had, I always found that, okay, fine, I was trading my time for that amount of money. So like my first job was like €6 an hour, waiting tables, and I was saving my money to go to America. And I wasn't going to just go to America and just spend all my money. So I lined up a job painting dorms there. Now, ultimately wasn't able to do it because it turned out I was too young to technically work, and I couldn't because I didn't have a work visa because I was European, and you can't do that in America. But anyway, the long story short is, the point is, yeah, while you're doing something, even if it is a normal job, like back to the pubs, it's working in the bars, I knew what was in that bar. I knew that there was obviously all of these people who are, let's say, wealthy because they got the time to sit at the bar. Okay, yeah. So I'd reach out and be like, hey, you got any parties? Do you want waiter at your house? So me and my brother, we set up a company, we're literally waiting in people's houses. So when we were working on the weekend, they would do their parties, let's say, on a Saturday evening or a Sunday evening or even later in the week. We'd be like, we're free, we're available. And like, instead of getting the €9 or €10 an hour doing the bar work, you were able to like make a premium for your time by going to their house. Then we started going, okay, cool. Maybe I can buy stock from this pub, bring it down there and put a margin, like 300% margin. So you buy a keg or whatever like that for, let's say, 200, and you can sell it for 6 plus your time. Now you've made 1,000 for the same day. That's how I moved, you know?
That's fire. That's dope.
Yeah.
Any certain materialistic items that create a drive, or is it more the stoic essence of helping everybody that you was coming up with?
Both. Yeah, no, look, let's say a bit of both. I don't know if, from my opinion anyway, and other people around can say yes or no, but like, everything that's there, it's not just mine or for me. Like, I share a lot. I think, you know, anybody that's, you know, in our circle, they share a lot as well. The reason being is that we say, like, the tide rises all boats. Doesn't matter the size of the boat. The fact is the tide is going to rise it because we all go up together, we all go down together. And like, that's our sort of philosophy. So that's why I like to assist. I like to get into things. I like to, you know, a guy reached out to me on Instagram and he had this goal on his page. And it was like, let me just pull it up real quick.
Coming soon. Khayariali.
Khayariali.
Means real life for you non-Maltese listeners out there.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, his goal, Owen, I was meant to have a call with him today, but he's like trying to turn 0 to 5 million by 2030. And, you know, I thought, okay, big statement. Okay. So I just messaged him. He doesn't know me. I don't know him, but I saw his goal. I said, how are you going to do it? Maybe explain it to me a little bit. And I'm listening to what he's saying. And I said, okay, cool. That sounds very, very good. I said, how about we do a 30-minute call? Let me tell you a little bit about my story, a little bit of the building blocks, the fundamentals, the thought process. Everybody thinks, oh yeah, cool, I'm going to become a day trader. I'm not a day trader, never have been. I build software for people who want to day trade, okay? And other projects. But there's two sides to think about it. You're not going to get rich quick, but if you want to have a goal like that, you need a big plan.
Yeah.
And the plan has to be broken down into small segments. ChatGPT's out. I know how to make a website. Cool. Can I do anything that pulls AI content through Zapier or something like that and publishes content to a website all about Forex? Okay, can I do that in 30 days? Probably. Okay, with that in 30 days, okay, great. Now, can I do the same skills and optimize it so that it starts being on people's search? Or can I do an Instagram ad? Okay, cool. Learn about Instagram ads for 30 days. Now I've done 60 days. I have something I can show a bunch of people. How do I monetize? Partner with a prop. Partner with a broker. Now I'm getting paid. I'm not trading once, but I'm getting paid on other people using my shit, you know? So this is how I would tackle that.
How about that? Yeah.
You know, if I was now, today, starting from zero.
Yeah.
Who's Drew?
Do you have
I've named Drew.
anything you might have done differently during your come up?
It's very, very hard to say. Like I've said this before. Creating anything is, let's say, all about execution. So you have an idea, great. We all had ideas. I thought about Airbnb. Some of my friends thought about, you know, like the taxi apps, all of these different products. Mm-hmm. But someone had the capital and they had the ability to execute, so they went and did it, and that's great.
Yeah.
A lot of what we've created is from our own resources, not looking for, let's say, other money, not looking for other people to execute a concept or an idea. It's been really sort of foundational grassroots stuff, building from the ground up. So when you have that sort of direction, your natural, let's say like a river, your natural movement is to go with, let's say, the spots in the earth that allow you move, right? That's general necessity. That water needs to get down to the mouth to get out to the sea.
Understood.
So a lot of our things had to pivot because of necessity. So when we had a great idea, we put it out. Mm-hmm. People thought that's a great idea, but I want something else. So you you have to move because the necessity told you to move. You got to create a different avenue for them. You got to create a different product. Yeah. So I would say, would I do anything different? Yeah, probably do it different. But I would say the necessity of a lot of the challenges would end up with the same result, I think.
Yeah. So, and when you say that, like you were saying, all the resources were there. So you're only using land as basically an assist to where you're going. Whereas somebody without resources, they might end up meeting the beaver. Now it's up to that person. I'm going to go deep with it. I'm going to get sentimental with it, spiritual with it. But I feel like, from my own honest opinion to the younger viewers, the ones that are younger, wherever they're coming from and whatever their goals are, they're going to end up using the resources of the beaver is very, very, very essential. This is coming from what I'm seeing in the music industry, for example. I'm seeing a lot of artists get washed away. Maybe, yes, because their desire and vision was not entirely for what the greater good was in what they were doing. But I do see a lot of people making friends with the beaver and the beaver putting them to a side until they decompose. So what I mean by that is a big necessity to try and flow off your own resources too, I think.
Yeah, you need, that's the way I read that is you always have to have a backup. So like I meet a lot of people who they have something really, really good, but there is that block, which typically tends to be resources, tends to be, I haven't got the money, I haven't got the capital, I haven't got the ability to code, to develop, I haven't got the ability to market. If you really want to do it, learn how to at least get started with something small. Convince people, look, there is a good idea in this. Get them to it. Get them listening to the music. Get them using the product, you know?
Yeah.
the rest will come. Somebody will come.
Yep.
Well, I wouldn't rely on it at the same time, but if you really, really put the work in, somebody will hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fire. That's fire. It's a bit of a deep one. We've been going deep, but what are your goals in this world?
What are my goals in this world? I just fucking just want to create and keep creating, like constantly. Oh, you know, if you look at what's there now, there's so many really cool things, and they're not to where they need to be. They're not as big as they should be. But they'll get there because we got determination. We have this sense of longevity in all of our concepts and all of our ideas. We're very, very focused to make sure that things happen the way we want them to happen. But like my only goal is to create, constantly create, like every day, ideation, creation, new product, new concept. Typically tends to end up with some type of monetization, you know, but that's how then we can go back to sharing what we've built. So without all of this effort, let's call it the roots, you know, without that, there is no tree. That means that no one can live in the tree. There's no shelter then. So creation is a big thing for me. Yeah. That's my real goal.
That's fire. That's fire.
Then obviously everybody needs a bit of love as well.
Well, you have mentioned them.
Especially you, Luke.
Do you have any new ventures in mind other than all the current master plans at hand?
Yeah.
That's the creation.
Yeah.
Go on. Yeah, that's funny. You better hear that. You better pattern it.
That is one of my favorites.
That rhythm, that song there. Yeah. That guy is another. How would you say, an explanation of being in a place where your genius is not recognized, and then go into where your genius has turned you from nobody to selling out arenas of an arena that you couldn't even step into. So anybody into music, check out Burna Boy's story, and you might see something special with the boy and that guy eventually as well.
With sort of new ideas, every day there's something new. Every single day, and like right now we're doing a lot with machine learning, AI, trying to capture the best of current technology to promote and advance our businesses.
How long have you known about AI?
Well, realistically, in the grand scheme of things, not that long. You know, it came with a bang with ChatGPT, and then everybody's, you know, trying to figure something out. Mm-hmm. You know, first thing I did with it was make a script to try run on the trading platform, and it worked a treat. You know.
Okay.
And then we took that sort of thought process and that logic, and we're applying it to, you know, some of the robots that we have for the support, and other elements of the business, just trying to manage the workflows of the individuals.
Yeah.
And it's really, really working. Like, it's fantastic. The efficiency, the effectiveness it's truly amazing. Oh, and people are like, oh yeah, AI's gonna come in, everybody's gonna lose their job, blah, blah, blah. This has to be stopped, because at the end of the day, it needs humans. You know,
I was about to get to that. Like,
it needs humans.
It's good for saturation. It's not good for creation.
Yeah, and like it is good. It's really, really good.
It's a great concept, but when it comes to that spark of energy, only us souls, us humans, walking humans, can come up with certain colors and certain vibrancies, whereas something like AI is super dope, and it's literally replicating exactly what I'm saying, but it's coming from a human anyway. So
no, it will surpass. Well, you could put something down, you could put a new beat down, and then rap to it.
Yeah,
it will figure it out by listening to enough of you to be able to do it just like you.
We could close the shot, guys. Yeah. AI's got it handled.
Yeah.
It's some super stuff.
It's so true, but like, taking the mindset, okay, great, AI exists. Yeah, I opened up 3 things. I opened up TradingView, ChatGPT, and TradeLocker. I said, great, TradeLocker is where I want to place my trade. I watched a YouTube video on how to code PointScript using ChatGPT, and I started placing trades. Like, with no knowledge, you could do something. Now, obviously, that's not advice to go and do that, but the point is that there's a whole product in that. So what are we going to do? We're bringing the whole concept of AI inside the trading platform, so that if you did want to try identify things a little bit cleaner on a chart, and let's say you're not good at marking up, you can ask AI, listen, flag, ABCD patterns, both flag momentum on this pair for me. And it will just start, it will plot on a chart where it thinks, look, this is clearly both flag momentum, bubble up, like that. You can ask AI to do that for you, and it appears. Therefore, you can get with it, and you can do, let's say, more, structured trades. You can get in at the right time.
You can improve your trading.
Yeah, that's just for trading. I wrote online so many times as well. New thing happens on one of our products. Like we launched a lot of new coins on Zeppeli. I wanted a 300, 400 word blog, which I could take, give me some concepts, and post on my site. I'm bringing it into my workflow. And I think everybody should. And it makes me better.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell it, hey, stop, forget about it. No, it makes me better.
Yeah, most definitely. That's fine. The last one, but not the least. What do you consider happiness?
Happiness. I think everybody wants happiness. Like, I would consider myself very, very happy. I love my life. I love everything about it. I think the challenges that I face, I enjoy. I'm even happy that they exist. I have a lot of love in my life, which I'm extremely happy about. But I think before I was this happy, I was satisfied with being content. And I think there's a couple of levels before you get to happiness. So obviously you have sad, but in the middle there you have content. And if you can at least get to content,
you're going to find happiness around.
You're going to find it, because you've got at least past the sadness, the downness, the depression, all this type of stuff that exists. Now, I've never felt any of that, thank God. But the point is that, look, I was content. I knew, listen, it's not going to get worse for me. So the only way is forward.
Yeah.
I'm content with where I'm at, and now I'm going to build upon it.
I feel like to add to that as well, like anyone listening, like my story, I'll get to it at one time. But I feel like that's the greatest achievement someone can get to, which is tricking the mind into the sky's grey outside. It's still blue though. For me, I had to really, and I think a lot of people in the music world kind of agree with it in a sense. You have to believe in this naysay so much that the naysay becomes reality. Our little example, and this is all massive thanks to Owen. I've been 6 months away from this rock that I was born onto. After leaving here, it's been a whole heap of experiences, and one definitely could say hurdles. I won't go to tribulations. It's been a learning curve. But I've gone from a space where 6 months ago I'd be here and people would look at me next to a car. And bearing in mind, 10 years ago, I've been doing what I've been doing here. Whereas in the language and world of rap and hip hop, cars are a big part of the whole genre. People would think I'm crazy 6 months ago. I've come back to the island and I'm sat down with a rap star. Won't say any names. And the waitress is telling me, yo, you're Rheez from Who Else, which is my last release. And that's where believing enough in the naysaying becomes to the naysaying saying that it's the yay. So yeah, believe in the madness enough, as in the beautiful madness, and you're going to see good results. That's it.
100%. Okay, we signing off. Bye.
I'm sat here with peers,
More on the map, should be man of the year. Come so far, why am I losing a cheer? The streets love me, with you it's a loot. If you near merda, linka fuq dari. Mux ħanati informazzjoni, nirrima unżom malvizzjoni. God I fear, they move or I'm clear. This don't stop, I'm here, negative I can't hear. I desire to inspire, seen the worst, feel like yay going through the wire. The game see me now, they wanna hire. I got tickets on the Rolls Royce Dawn cause I was moving tired. Wait, I didn't sleep for a week shooting auras cause I love what I do. Losses, there's been a few. Wins like me, chase a dream till it's true. Root beer on the wrist, that's new. Presidential bezel, yeah, that too. Yeah, what, who, come against I? Gunshots, 0121, but I ain't ready to die. I'm bigger than a small mind. I'm notorious, but I ain't never lie. I'm glorious, but it's like I ain't never tried. I woke up and just did it, Nike. But I'm a trap star, shout out Sky. Yeah. It was packs of Cali, now all I see is Grammys. Matter of fact, all I see is Nanny chilling with mom. Bali, yeah, sweet in the sun. I'm leaving the run, I'm the best of the run. Kinu jasboh bahnan meta konan natfal. Now it's baddest thing on the gram, I'm making it come. Came from the slums, I ain't like these mugs. I'm the tips like T, I got my Bruce like Lee. By Dad the Jet, by Owen Tibet. He gonna be like, bought that, forget. Taught by the best, not forgetting the roots. And all the wrong paths I didn't choose. Headlines on the news, man of Rheez, Chevron like cheese. I showed you well maneuver. Thanks to God I ain't a criminal, I'm smooth. Nothing but kettles for the crew. I can't settle till it's through. Buy it Valletta just for Rue. Change sports for these youths. Gem wealth leaving more than just jewels. Finish the book, tell the truth. And Charlie still didn't let me fire in the booth. Khaya Riali I knew.
Come through 2 lines and that. No cold talk, I don't do mine like that. I don't spill beans, now I'm not highs like that. I hit and don't text cause I'm nice.